Joyful Adventure Audits, come join the ride. Joyful Adventure.
Welcome back to Joyful Adventure Audits, everyone. If you love old Birmingham pubs, make sure you hit subscribe. We've now covered hundreds of them across the city, from the ones still standing to those that vanished completely. Today, we're back on Soho Road in Handsworth, standing outside what used to be the Pump Tavern at number 236. Now, if you walk past today, you might never guess this was once a lively local pub. The building's been transformed into two ground floor shop units, blending right in with the busy shopping street. But look closely, you can still see hints of its past. The proportions, the brickwork, even the way the windows sit just a little too high for a typical retail frontage, they whisper a story that goes back over a century. No one's completely sure when the Pump Tavern was first built. Some say it might date from the mid-1800s, when Handsworth was still a Staffordshire village on the edge of Birmingham. Others reckon it could be early 20th century, maybe around 1920, rebuilt as the area grew. Either way, this pub watched Handsworth evolve from countryside to city suburb, through the industrial boom, and into the vibrant, multicultural district we know today. The name Pump Tavern says it all. Back in the days before indoor plumbing, a water pump was a lifeline for the community, and pubs often sprang up beside them. People would come to draw water, linger for a chat, and of course, a pint. It was simple, social, and local. The pump was part of everyday life. For decades, this was the kind of place where everyone knew someone. Factory workers, bus drivers, shopkeepers, the regulars who came for a quick pint after work, or to watch the match, or to mark a special occasion. It was likely tied to one of Birmingham's great brawls, maybe Ansell's, or Mitchell's and Butler's, the giants who once owned vast estates of pubs across the Midlands. Imagine the smell of mild and bitter, the clink of glasses, the sound of darts hitting cork, and someone arguing cheerfully about the football. The Pump Tavern sat on a decent-sized plot for Soho Road, with a little garden out back. In its heyday, it would have been a proper local, the kind you popped into on your way home, not for anything fancy, just for a chat, a laugh, a bit of company. But like so many pubs in Birmingham, the world started changing faster than the trade could keep up. By the 2000s, the traditional pub crowd was thinning. The smoking ban came in 2007, supermarkets were selling cheap alcohol, and people were drinking at home more. Add the financial crash of 2008, and suddenly the numbers didn't stack up anymore. The Pump Tavern struggled, closed sometime in the 2010s, and was left standing empty, locked up, paint peeling, a familiar story on streets like this all over the city. Locals remember it sitting derelict for years, boarded up, forgotten, a ghost of what it once was. One councillor even described it as an eyesore, saying it had been closed for many years. By 2019, it was up for rent but had no takers. A sad fate for a place that once buzzed with life. But then came change. Around 2020, planning permission was granted to redevelop the building completely. The old bar, lounge, kitchen, and pool room were stripped out, and the space reimagined as two retail shops downstairs with flats above. The transformation was dramatic, the new frontage matched the neighbouring stores, and the building finally came back into use. By around 2022, the old Pump Tavern had officially become part of Soho Road's thriving retail scene. And you know what, that's both a loss and a rescue. The pub's gone, yes. But the building's still here. It wasn't demolished, it's alive in a different way, part of a new chapter for the street. If it hadn't been converted, it might have been left to crumble. Now it's serving the community again, just not with beer, with businesses instead. Still, for those who remember the old days, it's a bittersweet sight. The Pump Tavern was more than just bricks and mortar, it was stories, faces, laughter. And like so many of Birmingham's pubs, once that change happens, the social space disappears forever. On Soho Road, nearly every old pub has gone: the Red Lion, the Barrel, the Ivy House, the Queen's Head, the Milestone, all turned into shops or takeaways. Only the Cross Guns remains, and even that's had to adapt to survive. So what do you think, is this progress, or is it loss? A success story of reuse, or another piece of Birmingham's soul quietly slipping away? If you remember the Pump Tavern, I'd love to hear from you. Did you ever have a drink here? Know someone who worked behind the bar? Maybe you've got photos or stories from the good old days. Share them down in the comments, we read every one. And if you've got old pictures, email them to us. We might feature them in a future video. We've now documented hundreds of Birmingham's lost pubs, each one a piece of the city's living history. Some still stand, others are long gone. But every single one tells us something about how the city's changed, and what we've chosen to keep or let go. Thanks for watching, and thanks for keeping these stories alive. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and let us know what pub we should cover next. I'm standing here on Soho Road, where the Pump Tavern once poured its last pint, and even though the bee's long gone, the memories still matter. See you in the next one.
Wood grain sticky with ghosts and spills, carpet swallowing the years they killed, pants clinking like church bells down the road, last round they whisper low, last orders forever they cry, to the moments they fly, last orders forever we say, the light fades, the night slips away. Old Mick with the stories, same old tune, spinning yarns, dartboard cracks, the jukebox groans, we all sit in our borrowed throne. Where do we go when the taps run dry? Where do we stand when the memories lie? Last order forever they cry, hold on to the moments they fly. Last orders forever we say, the light fades, the night slips away. Barmaids wiping down the sticky sins, clock hands trembling where time begins, faded signs and cigarette ghosts. This is the end of what we love the most. pint in his hand. Golden ale glows like the promised land. I'd sit on the stool, a king in my court, bag of crisps and a pop, my world so short. Oh, the lost pubs of Birmingham, ghosts of laughter, faint and thin. Raise a glass to what has been. Support your local, don't let it end. Sticky floors and a jukebox tune, smoke in the air lit by the moon. Round table tales of love and war, now boarded windows, they sing no more. Where did the laughter go? Where did the pines once flow? Oh, the lost pubs of Birmingham, faded signs, a hollow hymn. Raise a glass to what has been. Support your local, don't let it end. Broken taps and faded paint, barmaid smile, a memory fade. A landlord's dream, a keg run dry.